In our tutorial, what we're going to take a look at is how to use our optical sensor to detect a level of brightness. While it's not a perfect match, it does help kind of do like a distance sensor. Once our brightness level decreases so much, it basically is like an object is so close that it is blocking out the light. So we're going to go to code v5.vex.com right up here. So go ahead and type that in, and we'll get to work. So code v5.vex.com. When we get there, file, and we're going to go to new text project. So file and new text project, and we're going to choose Python. We're going to start off the show with setting up our devices. So first device, I'm going to go to add a device, and I say, you know what? I need a motor, and I'm going to use port 1 and click done. I'll also add another device. And in this case, I want to use my optical sensor. And for this, my optical sensor is plugged into port 2. This could change depending on where you plugged in your optical sensor. All right, so my devices, I have motor on port 1 and an optical sensor on port 2. I'm really done with this. So I could either, move it off the screen, or I could leave it up. For the video, I'm going to leave it up just so we have reference of that, okay? So let's go ahead and let's fill this out. So project, and we're going to say optical sensor controls motor. For author, we'll put our name in there. And for description, probably the same as project to this one, right? Our optical sensor controls motor when the percentage is less than 1. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but here's 1 to 64. It just makes a big giant leap, right? If we expand this right here, it takes us through, and basically all of this, what this is doing is saying, hey, I've got your motor 1 and your optical 2 sensor kind of configured here. It doesn't really mean a whole lot to us right now because the program took care of it. All we had to do is set up our devices. I want this to continue over and over and over. So it's going to be in a repeater. It's going to be in a loop. So the motion tab here, that controls motors and anything that kind of moves. Our screen, we can actually make our screens print. Our sensing, we're going to use that because we have to kind of set some optical stuff here, okay? Our console, it's not really used all that much. We could print out some different variables. Our logic is also going to be something we're going to use quite a bit, though. And in fact, we're going to start off with this. We're going to use the while. And while allows us to create different kinds of loops. So I'm going to grab while, and I'm going to drag it over here under the begin project code. So the condition here, what I want is, because I want this to be kind of a never-ending loop, so I'm going to say true. So essentially, while these conditions are being met, it's going to continue doing so. So I'm going to replace the word condition with the word true. You'll notice as I'm typing it, it puts it in there, so I could just click on it. For the word pass, this is going to be where I start my if and else statement. So I'm going to delete the word pass. So just highlight it and press delete. And I'm going to grab my if else right here and just drag it over. So my condition. And what I want here for my condition is I want that when my optical sensor is less than 1, I'm going to have to go to the sensing section. And there's optical. And what we're looking at is our brightness level. So right here. I'm going to drag that over, and I need to get rid of the word condition now. I want to keep the colon. So I'll say space, and I'm going to say less than 1. And the default here is the percentage. So essentially what we're saying is when we get less than 1% bright, I need you to go to the next command in the line. So I'm going to say, because we're trying to control a motor, right? So I'm going to say for motion, I want the motor to stop. So that is actually going to replace the word pass. You notice when I did that, it moved the word pass down. So I'm just going to select it and press delete. we want to keep our if and else statements in the same line as one another. Those indentations really do make a huge difference. And then for else, so what we've said now is if we're less than 1, I want the motor to stop. And here's else, it's basically saying if else, if not, if it doesn't meet this condition, then I want you to do this command. So we're just going to say motor spin forward. And I'm going to get rid of the word pass down here. Now, you'll notice that it did automatically put motor 1 in there. And that's because we only have one motor in here right now. So that's actually a pretty good setup. Good practice is to always, in a loop, we want to use a wait command to give this loop time to catch up with itself. Sometimes it can get going so fast that it actually can't read it. So I'm going to go to our logic section again. And there's wait. There's a few different kinds of waits, but we just really want the top one, wait. I'm going to drag it over here. This needs to be at the same indentation level as the if and else. Notice it's not. I'll go over here and press tab. And I usually say 5, but not seconds, milliseconds, something like that. Now I do have a few extra lines down here. They're really not that important that we delete, but just good practice to go ahead and be as efficient as we can with this. Before moving on, because we're ready to download, we're ready to do that, I'm going to say File and Save As. And I'll go ahead and name this Optical Brightness. Okay, so our coding it's essentially done. Now it's time to put it on the brain. So if I look over here at brain itself, if I look there, I can see that it's white. And that's a giveaway to me that that is not physically connected. So if I click here on the arrow, it's going to say no brain connected. So I'm going to say connect via USB. And it's saying, hey, do you really want me to try this? You're going to say continue. Now for this to work, 2 conditions have to be met. You have to have the brain on. So you're going to have the battery hooked up and everything. And then you're also going to have that little USB-A, or the micro USB rather, to the USB-A in your computer. It's going to have to be physically connected. When it is, this will show up. What we've always done is just click the longest of the 2 and then click connect. And it always works. Notice the icon now is that teal or that bluish greenish, okay? That lets you know that it's connected. So we're going to click download now. And that's going to download to our brain. If we had any errors in our code, they would show up right here. And in fact, before it would even download, it would pop up a message and it would say, hey, you've got some errors here. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the VEX board. And I'm just going to press play over here. And what's going to happen is motor 1 is moving, okay, which is fine because we've told it until we get within 1% brightness, or we get less than that, then go ahead and spin. Here's our optical sensor right here. Once I get close, it cuts it off. Now when I move my finger, it's going to turn back on. Again, to turn it off, I just kind of got to block the light out of that thing. So in essence, it does become a distance sensor. Now to turn it off, I could go over here to my brain and press the back button right here, and then press stop. I could also do that from the V5 screen